Place madness. Right.
It's hilarious.
Just have some fun. Have a good battle. Like the dude from Felony Fights and Mexican Bull. He was just cool. That's just what it's all about. But you know,
I would have Vance do the interview, but nobody knows who the fuck Vance is.
They know about Vance Outdoors. Right. You can catch Vance Outdoors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. So we here. We're gonna pull it up on the line. Make sure you can hear everything. This shit's good. Oh man. This moment, years in the making.
Sir.
Years in the making.
Yeah.
So
I might call Daylight and Lux.
shit is real.
It's like, this is Daylight and Lux. I'm like, that's what's up. There's a lot going on.
Hey, that's fucking good comparison.
I couldn't find no footage though, man. I couldn't find no footage. I was like, man, I wanted to see. But that's cool.
Should be on the page where you can see it. Go to the battle page and get all the sounds right. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Street Fighter, the orchestra. Yeah. I was like, oh,
I just watched
so fitting.
the other day.
So fitting. You live.
And if you did, me being you a Kuma, so maybe watch it.
Oh, super good.
Kuma's my guy.
Bet. We live. Yeah. All right, yo, we here. It's the day before the battle. Meta4ce, Omega versus Prometheus Wade is going down at the Dallas, 926 Cleveland Ave, Columbus, Ohio. Doors open at 8 o'clock. Performance is going to start shortly after that. And then we get into the battle. The battle, that's why everybody's here. The fucking battle that has been at least 12 years in the making, all the way from chat rooms for who's hot, correct?
Yeah.
With all the trolling, all the good times going down. This is Columbus history and hip hop happening. The merger of two generations coming together on some lyrical skill shit is going to go down and culminate tomorrow night with a battle that could very well be the battle of the year, if not decade. I'll go ahead and say that shit. I have high expectations for this shit. So, with that being said, we're not going to take up a whole lot of people's time. We're going to try and keep this to about under 15 minutes and make this shit work. So, that being said, gentlemen, introduce yourselves, because this is the first time you're meeting each other off the internet.
Prometheus Wade, speaking to slaves, sleeping in graves, eager to bathe in Jesus' gaze. What up, sir? What's going on? It's Meta4ce, man. No fancy intros, things like that, but I'm here. My presence is felt, so it is what it is.
So,
yes, sir.
We're going to get straight into these quick interview questions, and we're going to get to people hype. So, Prometheus,
what up?
Being of the generation coming up after Meta4ce, myself, the copyrights, Peter MC, how do you feel you're going to make an impact on your generation with this battle?
I feel like Naruto going against the Hokages. So I feel like, I'm just trying to preach Christ when I can, but I'm competitive with it. And for the longest, I learned it from you, going after legends, trying to cut people's heads off, let them know what it is. And from what they tell me, no matter where it's Cincinnati, Dayton, Kenya, I'm a man for the job. So I'm trying to fill the shoes. I've been trying to get out of copy, right infringement sense, rehab tavern when they're snatching mics from people. And I've been trying to get out of Alpha and Omega since Revelation 22. So I've been trying to do this for a minute, man. And I'm just happy that, I'm in front of the man, the myth, the legend. Yes, sir. So impact gonna be godly.
Word. Meta, as somebody who has came up and made a name for yourself, not only in the Columbus scene, but on a national level.
Right.
How are you feeling about this guy?
I think this is great. He's obviously a dope opponent, and I'm looking forward to what he has to present. But I'm doing something different, and I'm basically battling itself because there's certain things and crutches that I've seen people rely upon in this here art form. I don't really watch it that much, but when I have observed it, I've noticed that there's not enough rapping in the battle rap. There's not enough rapping. There's a lot of semantic crutches and rhetorical devices that people like to recycle. And a lot of them are common. You feel me? We like to use those, but we're supposed to use those in ever advancing ways. Even though it's about getting your point across and your messaging through, there's a lot of cloning going on. And that's not just within this part of the art form, that's within the greater art form as a whole. Like that new underground of people that can't rap at all. They're all auto-tune children. They're all Playboy Cardi clones. No. But yeah, I'm here. We're here. And this is gonna be a demonstration. When you see Titans and the new gods clash, when you see mechas clash with kaiju, you feel me? When you see the technology and the beast transform. But yeah, we're gonna spar, but it's gonna look like a war because it's gonna be a war. And then y'all are next.
Very Optimus Prime right there.
So let me ask both of y'all this, because a lot of people don't know the history between y'all. Y'all both were members of Breath of Fresh Air.
Facts.
That is my little brother.
Facts.
This is my protege.
Facts.
With it being in a familial situation, how are y'all approaching everything on that?
I'm not using personals because I don't have any, and I didn't call to get any information about anybody. I just asked about footage and stuff so I can see techniques, etc., engage things in that manner because ain't really no need for all of that. This is a relationship that's going to continue. That being said, I also am a member of Opium Prodigy, and we were very Cobra Kai-like in our approach to things. So we used to just randomly battle each other at random moments. You feel me? And it's like that's Jakai, Copyright, The Logic, and a lot of other people. We were around in the ciphers, just like we would cipher. There's a guy named Exodus Denialist that is Dwayne, but he don't be around, but he appears.
Yeah.
He needs to, and he's the key to a lot of stylistic and mental things of Breath of Fresh Air stuff I brought over to Opium Prodigy because I influenced individuals that were older than me as well. There's another guy that rhymes here that battled a little bit, and we used to have a group, and I'm actually younger than him, and there was a way that he rhymed beforehand. We started writing together, and it transformed. And there's another associate that was the same way. When I get around people, they change, they mutate. So I'm looking to spread that mutation in more than one way, like even production wise. Like Jack and I are the ones that kind of brought the drill hi-hats to the Columbus production scene in certain aspects of percussion and even the house music outside of Tatantan. Peace to him. He does not let me add him on Facebook because I troll too much, probably. Smart. But yeah. Basically spreading the mutation, the benevolent mutation throughout this situation. So.
What about you, Prometheus?
I just feel like I got a scrap with Unc in the backyard. Yeah, that shit proved to Sensei like I earned my keep. I feel like I've done that for a long, long time since I was 17. And anyway, whether it's at an expo cipher, or being better than certain people in the group, going toe to toe with a soldier of sorts, if you will, bar for bar, and never got to meet the other key to the group. I finally get to meet him, and I just want to be able to see why somebody would call it daylight versus lux. So that's my approach with it. You know, as a pastor, a youth pastor, when it comes to idolatry and things like that, I like to break down the, certain things that might be somebody's genetic code or whatnot, but it's still fun. It ain't nothing too personal, too crazy. It's personal in the sense of like, all right, big bro, you said this is bro, and I need to write for bro and take him serious. And then he was along, the Titans. So I want to see what that's about. So that's the only personal I got in that sense.
Dopeness.
Oh yeah, as far as that, like, with the name flips and the metacognition and seeing inside somebody's circle, I like things of that nature. It's really dope, And I actually wrote a lot more beforehand. I had about 1,000 bars because at first I was thinking about, I wonder what he was gonna do, and then light hit me. I shouldn't be concerned with what my opponent's doing at all in any way, shape, or form. It's just merely going to be there. And I'm concerned with my own performance because, as I said earlier, there's a lot of things that I haven't been seeing being done rap-wise, and I remember those things being fairly popular and those tools being utilized in the early 2000s, and there's no reason to throw those away with the bathwater because people have evolved. They should be a little bit more realistic in their approach, or just give it over to the craft. And I think I'm gonna remind y'all a little bit how important those aspects of rapping are.
Dopeness. So with that being said, is there anything y'all want to say to each other for tomorrow night?
If not Pete, then who's after you?
There'll be nobody, You gotta take that first L, and then once you brush off from it, and I teach you a few things, and then, because Pete's not going to entertain it at all. He's in another place right now. But Corey, actually, I got someone in mind for you. Solo, Ab-Soul. Yeah.
To like actually battle the man?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
That would make you daylight in this conversation, and if that's the case. If you next to Soul, then you daylight. All right. Okay.
But yeah, there's a lot of people around, but I don't know. It's just a different atmosphere now. Like, you can't really find too many street battles and stuff. For fun, I would you also turn cyphers into your person. But yeah,
you said you battled Hollow before, right?
Uh-huh.
I only know that because my other sensei was trolling me and asked a question on Facebook. He was like, "Oh, you mean Hollow? Yeah, I battled him too." I'm like, "That's crazy."
Yeah, and he, you know what he got? We actually, it was even. It was nice. It was great. That was a good battle, and I wish I still had that footage. Remember that? Yeah, because I got him. I said he was a Taco Bell Chihuahua with a close shave. That was a nice one, but he also said I looked like I was auditioning for The Last Dragon due to the do-rag and the leather pants that I had on. It looked very Bruce Leroy-ish. It was a good battle. But that was in the Beach Street battle. That was one of those tournament formats where you had to battle over and over and over again, and we reached each other in the joint. So, but he had more people in the crowd, but I think I got him in that joint. DJ Sycamore was the DJ. I think I got him in that joint. I wish somebody still had that footage. That was a great battle. There were other people that were cool in that battle, but we were the main standouts. And then there was this guy that was Italian. He said, "I'm Italian. I'll leave you in the bed with a horse's head." I was like, I like that, Lord. That was great. And the Godfather reference was magnifique.
Yeah.
And off the head, we was in a record. It was in a important record store in New York City, historic joint, East Street Record.
That's dope.
And that's like we need to bring those things back, and I think that's what he's doing. I know that's what he's doing right now, because that energy, that EO Dub energy, I was always invited, but I never went to that joint. You know, just the early circuit, and not what I call, no disrespect to URL, KOTD, etc., but it's more like a simulation. There's no breaking outside of certain parameters, and I noticed that they discourage people freestyling. They make fun of being able to rhyme on the fly, and some people's freestyle level is written level. So it's like you really don't know if somebody's freestyling or not. If they really nice like that, to be honest, you can't determine which is which. They would have to show you, you know. And there's no reason to downplay that aspect of skill craft, especially in this. Like, you're literally using environmental weapons against your opponent. Come on now.
Very much so.
But I'll be doing something during this. I'm not using those similes, so I don't do that no more.
Any words, Prometheus?
I'm ready to slash a ghost. For starters. That would be cool. But I ain't never like. The reason why I say Hokages is because when I troll, make jokes like who's made her, who's copyrighted, whatever, you know, people, you know, jump out the window with a blanket like Michael and Baby. I thought to myself, like, I want them for a reason. Foundations, groundbreaking, like that's why. Then you got the new people, which is dope. Like, no knock to them, what they doing smack. Oh, I was just chopping up a bro the other day, like both of them, like that's cool, that's dope. But I've never wanted to be someone like Smack is on a bucket list. That's what that is. You feel me? Like, oh, that'd be dope to be a part of it. Yeah. But never do I want to immerse myself in it to the point of like, oh, we want to be like Lux, or we want to be like Rock, or we want him to like, nah. Like, I like Rum Nitty and all, but when I watch Rum versus Ilmac or Rum versus Lux, you already know I'm picking. It's not Rum.
Right.
Because of the format. You feel me? The formula that he has. It's copied and pasted. So I'm excited to see what he's talking about, because I'm somewhat in the same vein with, you know, what I'm talking about, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah. You know, there's arteries and capillaries. You know, there's a difference between the arteries and the vocabulary.
So with that being said,
so give me Soul next instead of Los. That's the case.
we're gonna bring this to a close. Just a reminder, tomorrow night, 8 p.m., 926 Cleveland Ave, the Dallas.
Yes.
Capacity is limited. Make sure you get your ticket. It's on Eventbrite right now. There'll be limited capacity at the door. It will be streamed. I will get the stream link up this evening. It'll be a pay-per-view type deal. It'll probably be like $10 for the stream to catch everything. If you cannot make it. If you are not inside Ohio, where you can travel to it, make sure you hit that stream so you do not miss out on this epic event. It's going down. We're going to bring to you something special. We will get y'all later on. Make sure y'all share this, like, comment. They're going to get it in. We're going to get it in. Remember, if you're trying to get a feature, beat, interview with Meta while he's here, make sure to hit me or Meta up, and we'll get that arranged.
I do top line too. Some of the songs can come with a hook. If you need a couple lines or more, I condone that. I'm not a judgmental individual. He sings too, so you know, you might need some help.
Just saying. So
It costs.
yeah, we can negotiate price.
Mm.
We can negotiate
And
price.
split sheets, PROs, and everything, because you know, people putting things on streaming and on vinyl without individuals' permission will not be tolerated.
So we're gonna make
Of course.
we're gonna make it happen.
Absolutely fair enough.
So we're gonna catch y'all tomorrow night at the Dallas. And we will holler.
So.